Hey, what's up guys? Now, as showcased in my last video, we got a few new melee mods added into Warframe on PC. Out of all of these mods, the one that caught my attention the most was our new tanking mod called Derision, which when equipped on your melee weapon of choice will taunt all enemies inside 15 meters once you start blocking. So just start blocking and boom, all close enough enemies to you will turn around and focus on you instead of your squad mates, or I guess defensive objective. Finally, we can run a proper tank class or guardian class, because even though we have warframes that can take a feck ton of punishment, they couldn't really support your squad mates by taking the attention off them. We didn't really have that taunt ability. Well, Nyx and Atlas could have a raised threat level with certain abilities, but that's just not enough. Now we feckin' can. We can properly taunt enemies, which I'm really excited about. Of course, it is only a 15-meter range, but I think that's perfect. One of the best ways to use this mod that I've found since it dropped is that you can jump into a Kuva Siphon mission and have one teammate soak up all of the damage from the Guardians while the rest focus on getting those Kuva clouds. It means that you don't have to kill the Guardians if you don't want to, because they despawn when you destroy the Siphon anyway. This particular idea of running with the Kuva Siphon missions is really effective if you've got an Assimilate Nyx or one of those Terminator Nyxes in your squad. I've been able to just pull the Guardians and other Grineer to one side, which left my teammates completely free to collect all of that lovely Kuva clouds. This mod on certain Warframes in combination with certain abilities definitely works really well. On my Chroma, for instance, it can allow me to get my damage and armor buff a lot faster without self-damage. On Wukong, on Rhino, on Valkyr or Atlas or pretty much any highly armoured Warframe, it's going to work really well. It's going to allow you to help your teammates out and direct aggro away from them and an objective. But how well does this mod work on a Limbo? Because that's something that I've seen a lot of people asking in my video. A banished Limbo just standing there immune to damage, but can he still taunt and force nearby enemies to focus on him instead of his teammates while he's in that banished state? Sounds too good to be true, right? And that's because it is. After testing Limbo out with this mod, it seems that when he enters the rift plane, he drops aggro, or the taunt just seems to stop working. Enemies will still attack you if you're close enough to them, but not because of the taunt, which means when you're inside your Cataclysm or inside the rift plane, enemies just won't target you, they'll focus on something else. But when you jump out of the rift plane, of course, they will then start to focus their fire on you. So Limbo seems to be a no-go for this mod, which is a shame. It could have been a really nice synergy. Maybe it's just not working for me when I was testing it, and maybe I'm wrong. If I am, then I apologise. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had any luck with this working with Limbo. Like I said, it does look like they don't focus on you once you're in the rift plane, but when you jump out of it, they do. Now, how about running with Guardian Derision on your Vaker side on when in a group to help you build up its innate blind ability in a much faster way than we would have previously when in that squad? Because you can build the blind on the side on easily enough in solo mode, but when you're in a squad, enemies tend to focus on teammates, which will make it a lot harder for you to build up that blind. But with this mod equipped, of course, they're going to just focus on you, and then you can blind them and it's easy crowd control. So Guardian Derision is definitely the perfect fit for the Vaker side on if you can fit it into your build. But what about going complete overkill? What about setting up the ultimate Guardian class to help your squad out? What would yours be? What frame would you use? Which weapon would you have this mod on? Let me know in the comment section below. How about what I've said already and combining it with a Terminator Nyx, which is Nyx with her Assimilate Augment mod. You know, the one that makes her walk really slowly, but she can still use abilities and shoot while inside that bubble. What about combining it with my favourite melee weapon, the Akan Brunt, while using its exclusive mod, Electromagnetic Shielding? Now, Electromagnetic Shielding on the Akan Brunt will link you to nearby squad mates when blocking and transfer damage and status effects that would have affected your teammates. Instead, that will go to you. So already you're taunting enemies while inside your absorb because of Guardian Derision, and you're taking no damage. Then combined with Electromagnetic Shielding, you're also soaking up some of the damage from your squad mates that are nearby, but you're not actually taking any of that damage as well, so it's a win-win. Then maybe throw on a Jinn Sentinel into the mix for added taunt and a bit of corrosive spray, or a Raxakubro for his howl, and you have a pretty good Guardian setup. Albeit, like I said, a bit of an overkill setup, I know, but it's still fun. Since you're using Guardian Derision, enemies will already be attacking you and not attacking your teammates anyway, so maybe electromagnetic shielding might be a bit of a wasted mod slot. Still fun to try out all of the same. Guardian Derision only has a 15-meter range, which might feel short to some of you guys, but I think, like I've said, that it is enough. You don't want to be pulling aggro from all the way across the map because it might be a little bit too much depending on which frame you're using. But it is perfect for objective based missions and taunting enemies when they come into range. It can also force enemies out of cover, which will allow you to kill them faster. How about combining the Guardian mod with a Link Trinity? How much fun would that be? How well would that work? Let me know what you guys think of Guardian Derision. What Warframe are you running it with? Or when you get it, what kind of setup do you plan on using with your favourite melee weapon or not? Will it be with maybe a Trinity, a Chroma, a Wukong or a Terminator Nyx? And will you be running it with a blind setup for your Vake or Sidon, or with a sword and board like the Ak and Brunt or Silva and Aegis? The biggest issue with a lot of these new melee mods is having to change your build around them to fit, and a lot of people have kind of got these perfect builds for these weapons at the minute. If you have a sliding Weeping Wounds combo build on your Sidon, then you might struggle to fit in the Guardian mod and you might have to do a completely new setup, which I guess is alright. Same goes for the Ak and Brunt, but this mod is definitely worth trying out. One of the best mods out of the bundle that we got in the last update. So build your perfect Guardian setup, let me know what it is. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.